So again, welcome everyone to today's media webinar. My name is Evan Owen, and I'm the chairperson for Civic Exchange. I have the privilege to witness the growth of Hong Kong 2050 is Now, which is a collaborative initiative led by Civic Exchange, World Resources Institute, ADM Capital Foundation, and RS Group. Back in early 2019, I received a question like, why is it to go at 2050, right? Why 2050 is now? Well, 2050 is, aspirational. And why is it now? Is because we have to, take actions now. So we are relieved right now to see that in the most recent policy address of the Hong Kong government, delivered by Carrie, in earlier weeks, there is the intention of the Hong Kong government to strive to achieve carbon neutrality before 2050. Those were the exact words, strive to achieve carbon neutrality before 2050. Now, we hear the word strive, that we take it very seriously. So we're here today to not only celebrate the 2 landmark reports released, but also to witness our society taking its first steps on a pathway of decarbonization, right? And also towards Hong Kong's carbon neutrality target as we strive toward that target. Now, turning to today, Hong Kong's building sector, as some of you would know, account for more than 90% of the electricity consumption, right? So that's the big thing, the big thing out there for towards carbon neutrality, and also accounts for 60% of the greenhouse gas emissions. So echoing the Hong Kong 2050 is Now report that was launched this past June, which is named Towards a Better Hong Kong, Pathways to Net Zero Carbon Emissions by 2050, Hong Kong's building sector is one of the 3 sectors with the highest reduction potential. It is possible to do it. It can reduce 11 million tons of CO2 to help Hong Kong achieve its decarbonization target. So objectives for today. We're here to talk about, at the core, how can we achieve a decarbonized building sector and the importance of collaboration. There's a lot of work to be done. We want to let you know about the research and studies under the Green Building Project, which is a collaboration between Hong Kong 2050 is Now and the Greater Bay Area Green Finance Alliance, GBA-GFA. We also call for actions for a dedicated cross-agency body to be formed by the relevant bureaus to ensure that any steps taken are not siloed and that effective decarbonization across the whole sector is taken as the sole priority so that we actually get stuff done. So the chief executive has invited all sectors to work together to promote low carbon transformation in Hong Kong, which is something that we have promoted broadly under Hong Kong 2050 is Now, okay, in this report. So there's a lot to be done, and we're all in this together. And with all your help, we can look forward to a greener and more livable city together.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Hong Kong Green Finance Association, I would like to welcome all of you to participate in this press release of our 2 reports on green buildings. In September, the mainland Chinese government announced the carbon neutrality target by 2060. And just a few days ago, Hong Kong also announced its own carbon neutrality target by 2050. These targets will provide a strong impetus for mainland China and Hong Kong to speed up their pace of green and low carbon transformation. And it will provide a huge boost to both supply of and demand for green finance. To achieve the carbon neutrality goal, Hong Kong must develop more concrete and operational plans to transform the city into a zero emission economy and society. These plans should cover key sectors such as energy, building, and transportation. The Green Building Project is a collaboration between Hong Kong 2050 is Now and the Greater Bay Area Green Finance Alliance, which was initiated by Hong Kong Green Finance Association and other green finance committees in the region. The project aims to develop a roadmap for decarbonizing the building sector in the region using green finance instruments. In Hong Kong, activities related to buildings account for 90% of electricity consumption and 60% of greenhouse gas emission. Reducing energy consumption in the building sector is therefore crucial for achieving the carbon neutrality goal. The 2 reports produced by the Green Building Project and released today include the research on policy gaps, green building certification, energy benchmarking, and green finance solutions. Our policy analysis highlights that a building sector roadmap must cover both operational and embodied carbon emissions from new and existing buildings. A detailed study using a recognized framework, such as science-based targets, will be required to establish the necessary timelines and mechanisms for ensuring progress. This process will require cross-agency collaboration as well as advice from the industry. Our second report, the Energy Benchmarking Report, compares the similarities and differences between 8 green building rating systems. The report suggests that energy savings requirements at all levels are crucial for the building sector to move towards net zero. Incentives must be tied to decarbonization, and the rating systems should be recognized by international green and sustainable finance bodies in order to attract more green investments. To conclude, I would like to say that we are only at the beginning of a long journey towards carbon neutrality. Hong Kong Green Finance Association is committed to mobilizing more resources from the financial community in Hong Kong, in the Greater Bay Area, and in Asia to support the green and low carbon transformation of our economies. We look forward to working with all of you to build a green financial system that works for net zero. Thank you very much.